Hey guys, we are back live from the Maestro Resort and Casino in Montenegro for the $1 million Hong Kong buy-in main event. I believe there's around 20 players remaining, roughly. The winner will receive about 2.5 million USD. Here's our featured table. Looks like we're getting the same featured table that we did earlier. My name is Randy Liu, Nanonoko, joined by Kane Callis here. I'm going to give you some expert commentary in this huge buy-in event.
Yeah, that's not a bad payout. You put in $1 million Hong Kong, you get back 2.5 million US.
It's about 20x. 20x. Table chip count, Steve O'Dwyer has 2.17 million chips. I believe he is the first and possibly the only player who have 2 million chips right now. Dominic Nietzsche with 24 big blinds. He's going to look to chip up soon. Registration is closed in this day 2 right now. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please tweet at Triton Poker. Let us know. Randy Liu and Kane Callis. We're on Twitter too. If you guys enjoy the show.
45.
18 players remaining. Actually, 50% of these guys are going to make the money. 50% are going to get $0. Time to step up their game. No mistakes. Lines are 10,000, 20,000. Rui Cao, King 9 suited, under the gun. Nietzsche with 23 big blinds with King Queen offsuit makes the fold. I was going to say I wouldn't fault him for shoving against Rui Cao because Rui Cao opens very wide. Now, if you're just tuning in, we will be streaming a €1 million buy-in cash game. 1,000, 2,000 euro blinds, a 2,000 euro ante. A lot of big names have already confirmed play. Should be a fun one. Not should be, will be a fun one. Just to give you a little teaser, we've got Patrick Antonius confirmed, Phil Ivey, and Tom Dwan. Hard to top that. We can throw in some Jungle Man too.
A lot of personality, that table.
Rui Cao out of line in the big blind with Queen 7 offsuit. Actually is going to work. It's a correct play against Ace Deuce. Ace Deuce is almost always going to fold here. And he's counting down his stacks, trying to see if he's got fold equity. He actually, in this spot, doesn't really look like he has fold equity, but it would work. It'd be a sick read.
Yeah, Chan thinking about this here. He does have an ace in his hand, so that's an effective blocker, but he does let it go, couldn't pull the trigger. So Rui Cao takes it down with the Queen 7. Well-timed 3-bet bluff by Rui. He's second in the table in chips behind the massive stack of Steve O'Dwyer.
Thanks.
Over to Ivan Leo in the cutoff, pocket fours. He's going to make a raise at this one.
Sitting on 31 big blinds. Going to make it 55,000.
That's a pretty large raise here, almost 3x.
Going to get punished. Pocket queens were Steve O'Dwyer. It's probably going to make it like 140,000 given the bigger sizing. Possibly 150,000. $160.
Just about 3x.
Rui Calp, Ace Jack. It's got to fold now. Dominic Nietzsche of pocket eights. Oh, man. It's a tough spot. I think he's got to let it go. He does. Ivan Leo. Doesn't really like to fold, I think, with pocket fours. Can he sniff this one out? Did make it a little bit larger than normal. Maybe he might read into this as strength by O'Dwyer. Yeah, he does fold. Nice laydown. Apparently, Phil Ivey busted on the outer table earlier with Queen Jack offsuit into pocket aces of Sontheimer. So I believe Phil Ivey might be out of the tournament.
Your horse went 0 for 2 with his bullets in this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to choose someone new.
I wonder if we have any word on Baziakowski. He was my horse that I took in this tournament. I believe he's still in. Over to Steve O'Dwyer, cut off, Jack 9 offsuit.
Base 45,000.
Makes it 45, and Rui Cow with King 10 on the button. No way Rui's folding here.
Base 125.
125, a little bit on the smaller side of a 3-bet considering their stack sizes, but I actually think it's going to get through against the Jack 9 offsuit of O'Dwyer. Does. Not a very talkative table at the moment. Generally, after dinner, players tend to not be as talkative. Not sure why that is. Full stomach leads to less conversation, or if they're just kind of more zoned in poker. I notice that when I'm playing long hours in a poker tournament and then leading up to dinner break, it starts to get pretty exhausting, sometimes a little bit out of it. And then when I come back after dinner, I'm always very clocked in.
Base 47.
Rui Cow raising it up. Over to Chan in the big blind, ace 3 of diamonds. Chan moves all in here. So he had an option to call the big blind, but he decided against Rui Cow's pretty aggressive opening ranges here. He wanted to go ahead and shove, and he shoved for 23 big blinds, and I like this play.
I like it a lot too. Like, I think the standard is the call, but when someone's raising hands like Queen Deuce offsuit and like all sorts of garbage, shoving becomes infinitely better.
Yeah, I think against a normal opponent here, you'd see Chan take the flop a lot of times. Not against Rui, though. And now, most of the time, for 23 big blinds here, King-Queen is a fold. But Rui might be thinking about a call, thinking that Chan is shoving a little wider in order to take advantage of Rui. But Rui does think better of it, lets it go. Chan continues to play a good short stack. We saw him playing a short stack for a long time in event number 2, the 250K Hong Kong dollar buy-in 6-max no-limit hold'em event. He ended up finishing in 6th place in that event. He's looking for another cash here in the main event.
You put a bit more in the middle because just stretch things.
Yeah. Forgot. Big blind?
Look at this hand for Nietzsche.
Base 45,000.
It's exactly what you want to see when you're playing a 21 big blind stack, raising it up to 45,000. The red aces.
He's hoping for Ivan to call her a 6-4 offsuit so bad, but Ivan lets it go.
Ivan does let it go, one of the more sticky players at the table. And
I just feel like Dominic, like, he's been playing well as short stack, you know, he's shoving, but he just can never get the double because everyone just folds when he's got it. He's in last place on the table.
As I was saying earlier, every time Dominic falls under like 24, 23 big blinds, it seems like it just picks up the perfect hand to steal the pot. That time it wasn't a reshove, it was just an open raise. 18 players remaining here out of 63 entries. The average stack is 875,000 chips, about 44 big blinds. Decent structure. The tournament started with 250 big blinds. Players were 250 big blinds deep. And as we can see here at an outer table, we see Peter Jetton winning a big pot, and it looks like he's going to eliminate Sauce.
Sass, actually. Sass, I've been told. So, GG for Sass. Looks like Sass had ace-jack suited into pocket jacks. The board ran out 2, 5, 3, 10 king. So Alan Sass is eliminated in 18th place.
I imagine we're going to see Sass in the final event, the 4th event of the series, the $1 million Hong Kong dollar buy-in short deck event. We saw him make a deep run in the opening event, which was also short deck. And to the left of Peter Jetton there, I saw my man Fish 2013. He's still in. I picked him from the beginning. Badziakowski still fighting strong. He's second on the reserve list for tonight's cash game.
Yeah, that should be...
So if he happens to play and he makes day 3 of this tournament, he's not going to get very much sleep.
Well, you can win a lot in this cash game, so... could win more than first prize in this tournament.
Nietzsche raises up to 45,000, and Ivan Leo moves all in with pocket threes. And Nietzsche folds the best hand. So Nietzsche had opened the 7s. Leo went all in with 3s. Nietzsche didn't even consider a call there with his 24 big blind stack. Would you have thought about calling, or do you think that's a good fold?
I would think about it. I might still fold, but I always think that, well, if you got a shot clock, why not just use it and then just fold? It's not like you're wasting time too much.
Yeah, I would have folded there too, and I'm sure that Nietzsche is very, very good in his sub-25 big blind tournament math, so it probably was an automatic decision for him. But what he didn't factor in was just how aggressive Ivan Leo is. His son, he hasn't picked up a playable hand in a while, so he's going to go ahead and open under the gun 7-10 of hearts. Don't tell me Leo's going to play this hand as well. Okay, he folds.
Call.
Each makes a standard defense in the big blind.
Heads up.
Both players are garbage, but usually when two people have nothing, Sun is the one that wins the pots.
Bet 40,000.
And look, just keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Raise 45,000. Fold.
So, Yachi Sun,
Heads up.
7-6 offsuit.
Check.
Old Dwyer, King 9. Flop mid pair. I think betting and checking are both good options. He checks. Turn is a king. Sun doesn't have too much.
Check.
Old Dwyer's got two pairs.
Bet 65,000. Fold.
Just takes down that pot. So Dwyer wins another one. Extends his chip lead.
Steve O'Dwyer with 111 big blinds. The Irish professional, sporting a different scarf today as yesterday. We saw him take second place in event number 2, second to Richard Young. Richard Young is one of the organizers of the Triton Poker Series. He played this event, but he's been eliminated.
Fold.
Rui Cow
Raise
gonna
42,000.
raise 42,000. Take another raise and take.
Are you asking for shoot? I was asking who busted. I was asking who busted. Oh. And he doesn't know? I think it was Alan. Alan.
Raise 45,000.
Ivan Leo, Jack 7 suited. Is he gonna make a call? He's gonna re-raise. I cannot predict this player. Reaching for re-raising chips. I love Ivan so
Raise
much.
105.
105,000.
Very small,
A little bit small,
especially out of position.
but 9-7 offsuit. Is he really gonna continue? He is gonna make the call. He's actually
Wow.
dominating Yachi's Sun right now.
Heads up.
They both flop a pair. Yachi's Sun has 47% with his straight draw. I mean, if I'm Ivan and I bet this flop and I get shoved on, I'm pretty much pot committed, right?
Yeah, if I'm Ivan, I'm going to check this flop here. He does have middle pair.
I think, well, he is going to bet. Can't really fault him. Usually he does have the best hand with a pair of sevens in a re-raised pot. So he bets about 75%.
160,000.
A big bet.
Now, if you're Sun here, do you call or do you go all in?
I think I'm just going to go all in now. Occasionally Ivan is bluffing, but like he only has 350k behind, so he does shove.
Wow, he does go all in. Tough spot for Leo, putting him to the test. He's ahead right now, but how could he know that? I mean, look at this board. There's so much that Sun could have. Now, what he should be thinking, though, is that if Sun did flop, let's say 9-10 for a straight or 4-5,
yeah, he makes the call.
he
Great
would just
call by Ivan.
Very nice call by Ivan here. And Sun is going to need a 5, 9, or 10
He's probably
to
kind
eliminate
of confused.
Leo.
He's up against Jack 7 right now.
I wasn't expecting that.
So, Yachi Sun, 47% chance to stay in this tournament. Turn is a 9, 2 pair for Sun.
It's a great turn for Sun. Bad card for Leo.
Leo needs River's a 10. He's got the straight. Ivan he almost eliminates Yachi Sun. Ivan's got 1.3 million chips.
Yeah, Sun left with just over 2 big blinds, and those are the swings of no limit hold'em poker, folks. You think you're safe on the turn, you hit your out, and then bam, on the river, your opponent catches back up.
Great call. Just mid-pair. Risks his tournament life.
Someone bust up. Did someone bust? What happens on 16?
499.
Maybe 16.
So Yachi Sun
Counting down stacks. Yeah.
lost the majority of his chips here.
I'd assume he had more.
Close. Very close. One more.
That hand was played so fast too. Like, you give these hands to different players, you might have a very different pot. Most likely, a player not losing most of his chips. So, Yachi Sun has got. He's practically all in next hand. Don't think he has too many big blinds left.
Well, Randy, a wise man once said it works every time until it doesn't, and that's a good moniker for Sun.
Well, if he can just win this next all-in, you know, he'll run it up to around 10 big blinds, and that's reasonable to spin it up.
You know, I've noticed something. The Triton Super High Roller Series, they're not too worried about players having their big chips in the back. Seems to happen.
Well, I'm sure they'll let him know if someone says something, but you know, a lot of these guys they just play. They don't really play professionally, so they don't really know all the little rules. I've talked to Ivan before, and just plays for fun. But he plays pretty good for someone who doesn't play professionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ivan here, Queen 10 offsuit. It's in the small blind against a chip leader. Makes the raise to 55,000.
Sorry?
How much was the all-in last time?
499.
Over a million?
I'm not surprised he's raised into O'Dwyer. I don't think he really cares about O'Dwyer's stack. He's just like, I think I got the best hand. I'm going to make a call. I make a raise.
Well, O'Dwyer has King Jack of spades in the big blind. I think we're going to see O'Dwyer make a 3-bet here.
No, I think he's just going to call. He's just...
You like that call?
I don't mind 3-betting. I don't think they've interacted enough where he feels confident on 3-betting, but...
I think against a player as aggressive as Ivan Leo, I'd be wanting to take this hand and 3-bet for value, especially because we know that Ivan can call 3-bets pretty wide.
I think a 3-bet would be pretty good. I'm just not surprised O'Dwyer called because maybe because Ivan's got like a ton of chips and might actually put himself in the top. Say he flops a pair of jacks and Ivan wants to go 1.2 million, and then maybe he's just trying to avoid these situations a little bit more. But I definitely agree with you that King Jack suited is a good value betting 3-bet hand. So I think this is going check, 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 check. I think Ivan's going to check again on the river. Queen high is good enough to see a showdown, but he's actually going to bet.
Bet 50,000.
And there's no way O'Dwyer is going to fold king jack high. There's no way, right? I mean, he thinks he's up against an ace a decent amount, but he's seen the way Ivan's been playing. So he's going to make the call.
Queen high.
And it's going to show him the bad news. It's a nice pot for O'Dwyer. Next hand underway. Now, again, we're going to play, I believe, up to level 17 or down to the final table of 9 players, which is in the money. I'm not really sure which one's going to happen first. I'm leaning towards hitting the final table, given the way the action's been running.
Sorry.
Sun picks up a good 2 big blind hand here.
Yeah, so he did not he tried to shove all in, but kept 3,000 chips behind. So he is in for 38,000 right now.
I don't even think that's a valid raise.
That's true. So I guess he's in for 40,000. He's got like 1,000 chips behind.
Looks like he put out 48,000 there. And he
Okay.
has 3,000 behind. So he's playing a 51,000 big blind stack. Rui just calling, hoping he can get his opponent off his remaining 3,000 on the flop. I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah. He checks blind. And Yachi Sun with ace-10. He checks it back. The turn
This
is
guy's
an 8.
just having some fun here.
And he bets his final 3,000, so tries to bet Jack Deuce. Hey, I would have kept checking the Jack Deuce because sometimes I get to save 3,000. So Yachi Sun's all in with ace-10, needs to dodge a Jack or a Deuce, and he does, so he's going to double up to 110,000. It's actually not that bad. He has like 5.5 big blinds. You double once more, you got like 12 big blinds, and I've seen 12 big blind stacks, you know, become 100 big blind stacks. So, you know, like, I know a lot of people, when they lose a lot of their chips, they feel quite defeated, and they just like all in. Say they got like 8 big blinds, they just like all in on any 2 cards next, and they get like deuce 3 off. They don't even look at the cards, right? And they flip up deuce 3 off, and that's definitely not a good strategy. You should still play the best you can with the stack you got.
That happens a lot of times in tournament poker, specifically when players build up a big stack and then they take a couple of bad beats or a couple of rough hands, they get really down in chips. And this actually happened to somebody in the main event. He was complaining about it, an amateur player, and I was at the same table as a very talented player named Educa Poker, and he was kind of helping the guy out, and he said, you know, you just always need to think you are where you are, and nothing else that happened in the past mattered.
Sounds like good advice. Sounds like tough advice to follow, though.
Exactly.
Dominic Nietzsche, 7-4 clubs, facing a larger raise from Ivan Leo. I still think I'll defend this, though. 7-4 clubs against such a loose opponent, but he folds.
It's kind of similar to in cash game poker where people try to, you know, book a win, or if they have, you know, a losing session, it upsets them. And of course, the moniker there is it's one long session. You know, if you have a losing session today, a winning session tomorrow, it doesn't matter what order it comes in. If you're expected to be a winner in the game, you just got to put in enough hands and grind it out. And if anybody knows about putting in enough hands and grinding it out, it's you, Randy.
That is true. So remember, the winner will receive. Oh, let's take a look at outer table action. Who is in this pot? It seems like Robo's in this pot. Seems very concerned. And I think he just won some chips. Didn't really learn anything besides who's still in the tournament here. We got Menig Loser, Orpin,
Dietrich Fast,
Andrew Ropel.
Marius.
That's Torbergson, right?
Yep.
Torbergson. Chidwick. We got the dealer. I don't know the dealer's name though. Just zoom in closely on Robel.
Speaking of the number of hands that you've played, is there any statistic in terms of, or any record in terms of the most online poker hands ever played by somebody?
I don't think it's me, but I'm not sure what that number is. But I'm pretty sure someone else has played more than me.
Have you ever heard, do you know somebody, can you name a player who you know for a fact has played more hands than you?
My favorite
I think there's a clone in an alternate universe named Bustonoko, maybe. I'm not sure.
Don't tell us what happens.
All right, so Yachi's son actually shoving deuce 4 club. So this is kind of like what I was saying. Like, I don't really recommend this. You can actually spin up your 124,000 chips, but maybe he'd rather just spin it up now. So Leong Chan, all in of ace jack, actually kicks out Ivan Leo. But actually kicking out Ivan's a good spot for Sun here. Improves his equity to 38%.
And it means he's getting a much better price in the pot.
So here comes the flop. He needs a 2 or a 4 to stay in this tournament. Comes a turn. 3. It's not quite there, in between. One more card to come. And Yachi's son is our finisher here. Good game. I'm sure we'll see more of him later.
It was awesome watching Sun play. Sorry to lose him here.
Yeah, redraw.
So we got a table redraw happening right now. We'll get a new feature table.
Just redraw first. Maybe we don't move.
Jack him up anyway.
Redrawing to the final 2 tables. So final 2 tables would mean 16 players, and 9 will make the money. Looks like Dominic Nietzsche won the redraw in case you need comments. Here's an action on outer table. Christian Christner all in on the dealer button. It's over to Isaac Haxton, the big blind. He makes the call. Let's see, turn up the cards.
Well, is it back over to Baziakowski now?
Oh, Badziakowski's in a spot too. So went raise from Badziakowski, 3-bet all in from Christian Christner. Isaac Haxton cold calls the big blind. Badziakowski with a monster stack. He needs to worry about Haxton having a hand, because Haxton has a lot of chips behind, at least $1 million. It's a shot clock tournament. You can see the timer near Haxton's hand. I think he's going to lay it down. So let's turn up some cards. Christian Christner shows ace-6, and Isaac Haxton has ace-10.
And Baziakowski looking not too happy, because I think Haxton would have folded if Baziakowski came back over the top.
The flop is king, queen, 7, rainbow. Christian Christner needs to hit a 6. The turn is a 9. One more card to come, or Christian Christner will bust. And Christian Christner is out in 16th place, so in our redraw, we will have 15 players remaining. Unfortunate for him.
Is it just me, or does Christner look a lot like Waldo?
Like Waldo? Oh, where's Waldo? More like where's his chips? They're gone. He's out in 16th place. We didn't really get to watch him play too much. They're speaking some German. I can't translate for you. Probably said I busted. So 15 players remaining.